Hey there again, my friends. Welcome to Section 4 of our LinkedIn Ads video training. Additional tips to consider. In this section, we are going to discuss some of the things that work and some of the things that don't for LinkedIn advertising. We are also going to give you some expert-level recommendations. And we are going to answer common questions to the most complex issues faced by LinkedIn advertisers. Here's a summary of what you will find in this section. Do's and don'ts. Premium tools and services to consider, shocking case studies, and frequently asked questions. So let's start by taking a look at the do's and don'ts of LinkedIn ads. Do's and don'ts. Do's. Filter your target demographics. The fact that LinkedIn's audience is pretty much highly targeted from the get-go doesn't mean that you shouldn't filter your targets further. So make sure to use a combination of LinkedIn's powerful targeting options to reach your most relevant prospects by targeting exact demographic data and interest-based data. Make use of clear calls to action. You will risk making your ad copy read like a statement rather than like an invitation to click through if you don't use concise, to-the-point calls to action on it. So always remember to use calls to action that reflect the intended action that you are targeting. Optimize your LinkedIn ads for mobile. More than 80% of engagement on LinkedIn is generated on mobile, so it is a no-brainer to optimize your ad units for smart screens. Keeping in-mail messages under 1,000 characters long, keeping your text ad copy short, and adapting your landing pages to properly fit smaller screens are examples of mobile optimization. Split test your campaigns. Split testing can help you to identify which headlines, images, copy, and calls to action work best on your audience. So make sure to split test from 2 or more variations of the same adverts to find out what elements work best on your campaigns. Integrate organic marketing strategies. Paid campaigns work like a charm when done right, like when you apply what you just learned in this course. But they get a boost when you also mix them up with organic marketing strategies such as optimizing your public profiles and pages for search. Speaking of which, set up a tracking strategy. The LinkedIn advertising platform allows you to set up a tracking code called Insight Tag that will allow you to track visitors that go from your public profiles or ads to your business website, which can help you to better identify your targets. Set up a remarketing strategy. You can complement your LinkedIn advertising efforts by creating audiences to retarget right from your campaign manager after you set up and activate the Insights tag on your website. Spend strategically. On average, 50% of your campaign budget will be spent in the mornings, 25% in the afternoons, and 25% in the evenings. So make sure to plan your budget accordingly. Measure your performance. It is vital that you pay attention to your performance metrics to understand how effective your ads are in driving your goals. Click-through rates, number of leads, and click-through rates relative to conversion rates are essential to keep an eye on. Know when to raise your bids. Don't be tempted to raise your bids from the get-go in the hopes of reaching lots of targets. Instead, wait for click-through rates to go over 1% to increase your bids, and then keep them high for roughly 3 weeks. Don'ts. Don't focus on direct sales. Don't go for the sale on your LinkedIn ads. Remember, LinkedIn users tend to consume 10 pieces of content before they decide to make a purchase. So make sure to use your ads to highlight the value of your product or service, and only add a link to your sales page at the end of the customer journey. Don't be too wordy. Make sure that copy on your landing pages is brief and clear. You have to show your leads that you value their time as much as they do themselves. Don't use a formal tone on in-mail ads. Do not confuse being professional with being robotic. Always use a conversational tone when sending in-mail ads to make your targets feel the message you are sending to them is all about creating a relationship. Don't target job seekers. Job seekers are unlikely to be interested in spending money on a corporate product or service unless they are senior professionals in charge of a still-to-be profitable startup. So always target the decision makers. Don't send unsigned in-mail ads. Adding the signature of someone in a position that is relevant to the content in your email ads is the best way to back your offers with the right context. For example, Technical emails sent to technicians should be signed by an IT technician. Don't keep your campaigns running unattended. You have to always keep an eye on your campaigns and to know when it's the right time to stop them to avoid ad fatigue. A click-through rate below 0.35% is a good indicator that a campaign should be stopped and redesigned for good. Don't retarget converted leads. Keep an eye on your saved audiences to learn who was already one of your LinkedIn connections, as it doesn't make sense to retarget them with sponsored content if they are following you on the platform. Don't limit yourself to text. Text ads might be easy to set up and cheap, but unless they have keywords that the targets would respond to, they become easier to forget and to bypass, mainly because they look like background elements to most users. Don't over-target. Don't target the same audiences in multiple campaigns at the same time, or you will end up increasing the price of bids on ad auctions against yourself. Don't annoy users. Avoid doing sketchy stuff such as lying about the offer on your advert, sending in-mail ads telling people that you're reaching out to them on recommendation of a friend, or overdoing promoted updates.